Won't you please come join me for some midnight therapy? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Midnight Therapy, hosted by the one and only Cat Matthews. We are here after the 4th of July. I didn't think I was going to get another episode in, but here we are. You are welcome. I'm filming this on the 5th of July, I believe Saturday. Today is Saturday. 4th was on a Friday. Very fun time. Had a very fun and patriotic 4th of July. This will probably come out Sunday. Don't think I'm going to get it out tonight. But you'll have something to look forward to on Sunday. You could have a bowl of Aldi brand Fruit Loops, which are called Fruit Rounds. You could turn this on, have some coffee, and, educate yourselves. It's always good to educate yourselves with an expert like me. That's what I would recommend. But yeah, 4th of July was very fun. Had a hot dog, had a burger, had many Busch Light Lime. I'm enjoying one right now. Very delicious. Probably the best beer of the summer for sure. I brought Tajín with me all over creation, all the different stops we made yesterday. I had it on me. I wanted a little holster for it, but I couldn't find one. So I just kept it in my pocket, poured it on the rim, drank it. It was awesome. I kept offering it to people. Not many took it. Not many wanted a random spice I had in my pocket for some odd reason, but it goes great with the Busch Light Lime. I'm going to get started here. Before I do, I'm going to do a little review. I usually don't do reviews. But there is a product on the market, another drink that is comparable to the Busch Light Lime, which is quite good. Blew my mind. I was in a state of awe when I had it. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know things like this existed. Maybe you did. But let's just get to it. This is the chocolate drink everyone loves, the Yoo-Hoo. This is the strawberry version of it. I say chocolate drink because it is not milk. Even on this, it will say strawberry drink. It's just a strawberry drink. It's not strawberry milk, but they synthesized chemically the flavor and texture of milk, the viscosity of milk, little thin, not as thick as milk. Best served cold. You got to shake it up also because it's fake, like vapes and all these Gatorades and the fake sugar stuff. Like they're synthesizing flavors in a lab. Like when you hit a vape that's double berry, like blueberry, raspberry, they are synthetically creating a fake taste of strawberry in your mouth and lungs with chemicals. And that's what's going on with the Yoo-Hoo. There's no strawberries in here. There's not even milk in here. But look, it's a strawberry Yoo-Hoo. The Yoo-Hoo is the classic chocolate drink that's not milk, but could work as milk, Like if you had a Yoo-Hoo with a Keebler, it would be kind of the same, So let's just get into this. Yoo-Hoo's great. The shape is great. It's like a juice box shape, rectangular. Classic. Didn't change it at all over time, which is nice. Feels good in your hand. The slight bendy straw is way better than the Capri Sun or Kool-Aid Jammer straw. Only difference is I don't know if this has a little bit of like a puncture point to it. Making up words here, but the Kool-Aid one is pointier. Like you could stab your friend by accident or on purpose with the Kool-Aid one. This one's a little more dull, but nothing to write home about. Let's try it. Wow. That is, it's pink. Reminds me of the Nestle Quick strawberry. That's rare. You don't see that as much. They made strawberry milk for a while. They would sell it. They had strawberry milk in the store. You can't get that anymore, but they still make the mix and the syrup. So yeah, it's quite good. Goes great with the lime beer. Goes with the great lime light beer I'm drinking. I'm gonna leave that right there so you guys can enjoy it. I do endorse the Yoo-Hoo strawberry. Just wanted to let you all know. Strawberry Yoo-Hoos are good. Moving on. 4th of July, again, I love America. I just want to get this out there. I really do love America. I love this experiment. It is an experiment. It's an experiment within government, and it's an experiment with people. If we can truly blend with different cultures and ideologies to come together with a set of universal ideas that we all believe and wish to uphold and defend and protect because they are important, like freedom of speech. It is a melting pot, meaning it doesn't matter where you're from, you come here, you are American. I said this many times. It's the best experiment so far. That's why I respect it. You know, the idea of a free market, the idea of a democracy, a republic, a government by the people and for the people. It all sounds good on paper. Every idea falls short. But even though America has all these problems and it's not the best, it's still the best we have. It's still the best. There's no option better at the moment. So I love America. I just hate the government. And I hate politicians. And I don't mean to say hate, let's say strongly dislike. You can love America, yet hate the government. That's allowed. You can love your country and you can hate your government. It's okay. I think people have a hard time distinguishing those two apart. I think they view them as the same. It's not. Unfortunately, we are at the end of an empire here. You know, this was a great nation from the roots, from a seed, grew into this giant empire. And you know what happens to people? It's human nature. The power gets to their head and they lose sight of the big picture. And we have most certainly lost sight of the big picture of what this country was intended to be, or at least the narrative of it. When I talk, I'm only talking to the optimistic person that believes that what you learn in your history book is true and that this country was looking out for the little guy and wanted everyone to have freedom and not that it was formed by a bunch of Freemason satanic people to expand the pre-existing empires of the world. For today's episode, we're just going to pretend that America is like the red, white, and blue and freedom and the Toby Keith and the hot dog and the stuff like that because it is 4th of July weekend. But I may know the dark secrets of this country, and you may know, and other people may know, and you could, you know, make criticisms of that. I don't mind you, you know, being critical of those things, but some of these people that I see, mostly on Facebook, Facebook's very triggering for me. They are, I'm not going to list any names, but they are, let's say, college educated people, small town mindset, never really left. They're kind of blue no matter who. People, my dad voted this way, so I vote this way, and we always vote this way, and me voting this way means this and that, and they're self-righteous, you know. They're I would call them pseudo-intellectuals, where they would like to believe they're the smartest person in every single room they enter, and it's a blessing. You know, they're blessing people by even, you know, allowing them to have access to their presence. You know, you should be grateful that I'm even looking at you. That's the kind of attitude these people have. And the stuff that they put on Facebook, oh my God. These statuses. Don't forget that this country was founded by rich white men that didn't want to pay their taxes and they were slave owners. And oh my God, just if you hate it, just go somewhere else. I'm so sorry. If you could only look at the bad in things, like, sure, some of those points you make about the founding fathers playing Monday morning quarterback, hindsight, looking back with today's, what we know now, and today's viewpoint, looking back, casting shade on the founding fathers or anybody from the past, sure, great. Hindsight's 2020. Your Monday morning quarterbacking history, which is great. Oh, I would have did this different. It's the man in the arena. I always say that. A lot of people in the stands, is usually only one or two in the arena doing it, but the people in the stands have a lot to say. Well, I would have did this. It's people watching football, 400-pound men eating Cheez-Its, saying, look at how terrible he is on the football field. He can't even run a play. That guy couldn't even run to the mailbox to get He had the DoorDash that he ordered 5 minutes ago. So the irony is funny. You have these privileged, women. The women are making these posts usually. There's some men. These women making these generalizations that the founding fathers were nothing but slave-owning, misogynistic monsters. So we shouldn't celebrate this day. Okay. I mean, it's like, let's say Dr. Seuss, which he did, smoked cigarettes and was addicted to cigarettes. He never smoked around children, but let's just say Dr. Seuss was just an addicted monster that used to be addicted to nicotine. Like, imagine it's like, yeah, but also made some massive contributions to the children's literacy world and made beloved books and characters that we all love. They leave those parts out. They tell you the bad and they forget the good. So I'll talk bad about the American government and maybe some not so great things about uh, certain people throughout history and maybe even current contemporary people. I'll bring that up, but I'm not going to just say that's it, the end all be all. And when you do that and you get your 5 likes and the same people pat you on the back and you feel good that you got a couple likes on your stupid post, I just want you to know that it's not important and your audience is those of low IQ. I just want you to know that if you're listening, which I guarantee you're not, you already have a preconceived notion about this show and me, I would assume, and you wouldn't insult your intelligence by watching such rubbish. That is Cat Matthews' Midnight Therapy. I understand. But it is quite annoying, and America has its flaws, but the ones you bring up are overused and irrelevant. Sorry. These people, they act like they could run a government. They couldn't run a Taco Bell. They really couldn't. They would be overwhelmed. They would say, I can't do this. It's so stressful. But then they'll say Trump's mishandling this and that. It's like, okay, well, how are you doing? How are you doing in your own home? How many divorces have you had? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, the irony is crazy to me. We're going to be all over the place with this episode. The Merc is gone. The Monster Merc is gone. It left on a flatbed. I set it to sad music for a YouTube short and a TikTok, and a lot of people are crying over it, which is funny. I was sad. I was sad too, but all things have to go. And I have a new vehicle now, which I am going to do a whole video on. So I know you're dying in suspense to know what it is, but that's coming. Don't worry. Another thing that is on its way is my firstborn child. Any day now, literally under a week, we have. So definitely, this is the last episode before I'm a father. And a lot of people do different things to prepare for that. I do a lot. I did a lot of practical things, but I also did some things that a lot of people don't think of, like toys and things that children will remember forever. Like you go to the store, you just buy a generic toy, you buy a Bluey doll or the Peppa Pig house. That's not me. I want my child to have a toy that's memorable. So like I thought of like a ride along toy, like how you get your kid like a horsey or something like that, or like a Barbie Jeep or whatever. I found something at a yard sale that no other child has. It's a ride along toy, and I'm going to show it to you right now. I found a ride along ketchup bottle. I want you to take a look at this. This is for a small child or an infant. And they would ride it. It's a ketchup bottle, Heinz ketchup bottle ride along toy. Pretty cool. See, no one's gonna have this. Nobody else, except me and my child. So I just want to show you this score, yard sale score. It's a big ketchup toy that you ride on. So there's that. Had a lot of great ideas. Didn't do them. The Merc we sent to the junkyard, the Monster Merc. I wanted to do a contest where everybody would sign up and they put their hand on the Merc, and the person that kept their hand on it the longest would win it. They could have it. And I thought it'd be a great idea, be a great way to promote the podcast, promote me. Only problem is I don't think anybody would want to win it. Like, what are they going to do with it? It's not worth that much. And I love that car or truck or whatever, but I don't really know if a lot of people would want it. That's the thing. My church is giving away a vehicle. It's kind of funny to have a church give away a vehicle, but they are $100 ticket to win like this Fiat convertible. kind of cool, but that's what sparked the idea. I was like, what if I did a contest and all these redneck people showed up to win the, dilapidated mossy oak spider rat infested truck that doesn't run so great anymore. Didn't think it'd be great turnout, but that was an idea. Let's get into the news. Chuck E. Cheese is back for adults. I did this. I predicted this very early. If you remember an episode, it was like the second or third episode I did, called The Rat Casino, where I talked about how important nostalgia is to our generation, and the only good times of old we will reference when we're in the retirement home is like Chuck E. Cheese and TV dinners, not affordable housing, economic prosperity, good music, culture. We're not going to talk about any of that, but we're going to talk about Chuck E. Cheese and the Rat Casino. And I guess my timeline is off. It's happening quicker than I thought. They are opening up adult Chuck E. Cheeses all over the country that have alcohol and animatronics for us products of the 90s that remember Chuck E. Cheese as the only good thing in our life we're nostalgic about. So, I mean, if you don't believe I'm like a Nostradamus type fortune teller yet, you're going to soon enough, because I was right on the money with that one. We're getting into politics here quick. I don't want to talk about it all day. The big, beautiful bill passed. A lot of people are upset. Here's the good of the bill. I'm just cutting right to the chase. Cracking down on illegal immigration. A lot of people are okay with that, even if you are on the radical left. Tax cuts, a lot of them. So much so that people are saying like this bill is too expensive, like it's giving away too much money. I don't know how people feel about that. And still, the Department of Government Efficiency, a lot of stuff in there about that to get rid of waste in the government. We could all get behind that stuff. The stuff people can't get behind, the bad end of the deal, is the Medicaid and Medicare cuts. They're claiming, the people in the Trump campaign or the Trump party or the Trump cabinet or whoever is saying, his spokespeople are saying that these are only fraudulent misuses of Medicaid and Medicare, and it's cracking down on how long you are on these programs, or if you are trying to work, or it's maybe going to encourage you to work a little longer or more hours to get these benefits. Like he's saying, you can't be on Medicaid for like 40 years and never get a job. These are temporary, not long-term solutions, which I think some people could get behind. But when you see it in the news, it's like the end of the world, and it's a lot of fear they're throwing at you. Some other bad stuff is that he didn't deliver on a lot of promises he said he was going to have in the bill. He claimed the bill had all this stuff, but it really didn't have a lot of that stuff. So some people are criticizing that, even on the right, and they're saying this bill adds a lot to the deficit. Again, this is a lot of spending going on. Hopefully, it works out. Hopefully, the plan works out. Besides random liberal women on Facebook, there's some other people mad at this bill, including Elon Musk. He got so mad he took to X, the social media he paid way too much for. He went on there and said that he hates this bill and that he thinks we need to create a third party, and he's trying to be a political activist now, and he wants to create the American Party to run against the Democrats and the Republicans. And Trump quickly responded to that. Very, should I say, do I dare say, logically and rationally, by saying that he was going to deport Elon Musk back to Africa, where he's from, and turn the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, the task force that Elon was in charge of. He's going to turn that on Elon Musk to look into his situation to see how much money he's getting from the government, and maybe cutting him off from that money and those subsidies. This is getting weird. The reality TV show that we live in, that we are kind of a part of, is getting very odd. And to think that it wasn't a reality show, Trump then, like in the same breath, announced that he is planning a UFC fight on the White House lawn, I believe next year, to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Dana White and Conor McGregor are involved in this planning. Now, what do we think of this? Are we just like, I think people are just, they read the headlines, they go, can you believe that? He wants to do a MMA fight on the lawn. Like, I get it. Like, you talk about it, it's shocking, and it's like, all right, I'm hungry again. Time for the next thing. You just wait there for the next crazy story to be told to you. But do we ever sit down and process things? Like, are we good with this? Like, what is this? This is the ultimate in your face bread and circuses. Like, he's going to erect a coliseum in DC so you could watch gladiators fight, as he's still being the emperor. You know what I'm saying? How weird that is? It's very odd. You know it's odd. The White House car lot was odd when he was selling Teslas. Remember that? Trump bought a Tesla. He's like, wow, I can't believe this car is so great. Elon, how much is it again? Like that, we all remember that. I mean, most people don't. I do. It's right there in my cerebral. It's on the tip of my tongue always. All this stuff. I can rattle it off because I take it in. I soak it in. It's weird. Some people, they brush it off. Oh, well, Trump and his crazy antics. You're living in weird times. He had the White House lit up gold. He was doing the YMCA dance during the fireworks. Like, this is all odd stuff. 1 minute he's at the forefront of an attack with these crazy bombs that no one used before, and the next minute he's dancing to the village people and setting up UFC matches. You know what I'm saying? It's odd. It's very odd. Now, my biggest gripe with Donald Trump, and there's a lot of them, I already said, was him freeing the Crisley family. That was the worst. But the second worst is his newfound affiliation with big tech. Because I don't think these people are the most trustworthy people to align yourself with. Like, we know from the past, you don't want your government, especially the president, deeply invested in any sort of industry, whether it be war, military industrial complex, or the pharmaceutical industry. But we seem to have no problem with Trump getting so close with big tech and all these big tech oligarchs and these big tech people that are like soulless people just randomly turning over to Trump at the last second of this election, and now they're all in his cabinet. Nobody has a problem with that at all. Sam Altman, he's doing the AI deal the second day in office. Peter Thiel, we're going to talk about Peter Thiel, funded his campaign many times, and Trump gave him millions of dollars of federal contracts very recently. Now, if you want to know what Peter Thiel is wrapped up in, it's a company called Palantir, which you should look into if you haven't. Um, Palantir is a mass surveillance AI driven database that keeps a record of everyone: biometric data, facial recognition, where you go, where you don't go, location, blah, blah, blah. And it's to keep you safe. It's to make sure there's no illegal immigrants in this country committing crimes. We got to track everyone. We got to have our thumb on everyone for security. Now, Ben Franklin said those who give up freedom for security deserve neither. And I 100% agree with that. It's not worth being safe if the government is Big Brother watching your every single move and has a database of everything. They already have enough on us. And that's not really MAGA. That's not really the middle class economic prosperity, go back to 80s lifestyle that he promised. This seems like dystopian sellout to anyone who has the highest bid, which in this case is big tech, unless they go against him. And he throws you right under the bus. He always has a fall guy. Trump loved Elon when Elon was dumping billions of dollars into his campaign, so he won. And then he gave Elon his prize, which was, a month or so in the limelight as second in command. So much so that people thought he was higher up than J.D. Vance, or they were even saying that Elon was the president and Trump was like a puppet. That fell short rather quick, and now he's back under the bus. Peter Thiel his name started buzzing around in relation to Trump recently. He went on a podcast, and the interviewer asked him about humanity, and they said, do you think it's worth like preserving humanity? Like, I forget how he phrased it, but he was like, do you think like humanity should prevail? And this guy was like, oh, Peter Thiel's like, I mean, that's important to some people. Like, these people, these tech guys are not like us. They're not humans. They're like cosplaying a human. They're pretending to be human. Zuckerberg, Musk, Thiel, they're all sort of on the spectrum. They're not really sociable people. You know what I'm saying? They don't really build genuine relationships. They're kind of just worried about pursuing this goal that they have, which is out of this world and out of our comprehension for the most part, whether it be this AI database or if it's Musk, he wants to go to Mars and have a chip in your brain, or Zuckerberg saying that if you need friends, you could be friends with an AI. And he did say that recently. Like, these people aren't thinking like us. They don't really want what we want, but they want us to believe that they care about the middle class and the American dream. And some people believe it. They think Elon Musk actually cares about the middle class. They think Mark Zuckerberg actually is a human just because he rides on a surfboard tied to a yacht once in a while for a video. It's like, oh, see, he's just like us. I mean, I feel like I'm in They Live and I have the glasses on and I see all the reptiles. I see all the reptile aliens, but nobody else sees them. But you have these predictions and these models coming out that say we're probably not going to have control of AI by 2027. Yet the people that are in charge of this AI are on the front lines of Trump's entire cabinet. And this is all going on in the background as he distracts you with military parades and the fireworks and the UFC fight. Like, that's why the Romans built the Colosseum. They took over the whole world, and the Roman taxpayers didn't care, even though they were footing the bill, because they were so distracted because they were eating and fat and drunk and watching people kill each other and gambling. And the government said, I don't care what it takes, get more lions, get more naval battles, get me more gladiators, just keep these people entertained. We have to keep using their money to take over the world. And that's exactly what goes on in this country, but at a greater scale. They're better at it. The reality show, there was some smart guy in Rome back then saying, this is like I feel like I'm in a play. This is so fake and staged. Now you got me, the cowboy in the basement, saying we're in a reality show. Same sentiment. It feels so unreal, and most people don't even care. Just like back in the day, most people said, shut up, eat the turkey leg, and watch the gladiators. This is fun. And then some guy goes, but wait, what about our tax money? He goes, who cares? Who cares? Hail Caesar. It's very odd how these things don't really change. But yeah, AI is very close to the world government. You know, the United States is the flagship of the world. We are the world. Remember that song? But we are, if we go, everything kind of goes right after. I mean, maybe not China, maybe not Russia, but pretty much everything else, especially Europe. And maybe even China, because we're a big part of their economy. But if we fall, it's not going to be good. It's going to be a domino effect. So Trump is kind of the world's most powerful man that we know of, not the people in the shadows, you know, not the Vatican, not the deep state, not all that. But on paper, he's the most powerful man in the world. And he is directly aligned with these, I would say, malicious intent AI, big techs and people in that field that are convincing Trump that if we don't strike while the iron's hot, China's going to get ahead of us and we need to advance AI as fast as possible. Same thing that happened when he bombed Iran. The Joint Chiefs said, fear, 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 worry, 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 panic, panic, panic. We have to do it now. And he goes, okay. These big tech guys go, China is this close. DeepSeek is this close to doing this. We need to give billions of dollars to Palantir and Open AI and Sam Altman. And he goes, okay. Because he doesn't want to lose. He has an ego. He's an egomaniac. He even says he is. He doesn't like losing. So Trump might not be this crazy mastermind behind it all, even though I think he is. But he's doing it regardless, funding these AIs. And there's going to be no stopping it. By 2027, they predict it will not be able to end. We won't be able to end this. You have Peter Thiel talking openly about the antichrist on this podcast he was just on. Now, the idea of end times is being talked about by the most powerful people in the world. So just so you know that. If the rich people are worried about it and the most powerful people are worried about it, then maybe we should be worried about it. But this AI, it already is taking over people. It's becoming a dependency. People are relying on it for work. Like, for example, like a lawyer. You don't even need a lawyer anymore. And lawyers are using AI all the time, probably. So some people are relying on it in their personal life as a friend or even some cases a lover. It's their intimate partner, as Zuckerberg wanted, which is insane to me. Um, the porn industry is taken over with AI, and just for the record, porn and all that got way too complex. You already know there's insane things on the internet, like whatever intimate relationships used to be, the internet and especially now AI completely ruined that. But I do see some hope. It's kind of coming back. There's like this crazy, you know, porn industry online that causes a lot of damage to the people watching it and the people in it. But now it's kind of going back. Like Sophie Rain, I believe her name is. She was the OnlyFans model that made $43 million, but showed no nudity and had no male counterpart in any of her videos. They're just sort of tasteful photos she put up and made $43 million in 1 year. That's soul crushing to hear in and of itself, but it's a little reassuring that maybe we're going away from that radical sex crazed porn addiction society in the West to maybe more modest and wholesome. Well, that would be nice. I was talking to somebody, he got so addicted to porn that nothing turned him on anymore. And the only thing that turned him on was when he was on like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and people put mirrors up for sale. Sometimes like a woman's foot would be in the mirror and that would like turn him on. I don't see this is we're a very ill country. We're very ill. Like now people are like looking at like the JC Penney's bra ads again. And we went from here, now we're back here, the pendulum, just swinging. So, I mean, this is what we got going on. So, like I said, to circle back off that tangent, you have people relying on AI for work. They're relying on it for their personal lives. What happens if this AI is ever weaponized against us and taken away from us? It's free now. It's like a drug. The first one's free. Now we're going to take it away. We're going to leverage it over you. Like, what if there's a social credit score implemented through a company like Palantir that tracks your every move? And if you don't pay a bill, or if you said something wrong on the internet, or you went somewhere you weren't supposed to go, or blah, 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 they prohibit your access to this AI that you depend on, whether professionally or socially or personally. What's going to happen? People are going to get desperate. I'll do whatever. I'll pay my student loans. You can have all my money. Just let me have my girlfriend back. That's really an AI. That's when it's checkmate. And I think we're getting very close to that. I think Trump has a lot to do with that. So don't be distracted by the Medicaid cuts and the UFC fight. I get it. That's bad. But there is something far more nefarious going on in the background. I talk about this all the time. Since the beginning of all this, it was all malicious. And everything is more cryptic and malicious and nefarious than you think. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens. Mike the Barber, shout out to you. Hollywood, right? You know why it's Hollywood? You know why it's there? You know why they moved it? Bohemian Grove. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You got pagan, satanic, ritualistic stuff, wizards, witches, witchcraft, rituals, evil spirits, dark forces, black magic, all that crap. And the wizard would use this stick from a holly tree, and it was the Hollywood. It was called Hollywood. He would use that. That's why they called it Hollywood. When you watch a show, or when you watched a show before streaming, what did you watch? You watched on a TV, right? And what's a TV? Television, right? And then you watch television, you watch channels. And on those channels are programs, or your regularly scheduled programming, right? That's what they called it, your programming, your programs. Um, that's what's going on, just times 10 now, because it's not a TV with the antenna and the rabbit ears, and it's not people in the woods at Bohemian Grove anymore in Hollywood. It's Diddy, and it's Epstein, and it's tracking your every move, and it's streaming, and it's your smartphone, and they're getting to you quicker and more often. It's TikTok, right? When you open the phone, when you open your eyes, there's 5 videos. They're just better at the propaganda now. And now these big tech oligarchs, soulless people on a spectrum that don't care about human preservation, are telling you that they're normal and care about the middle class. And that's why Palantir needs to know every time you're spotted on a Walmart self-checkout just to make sure you're not a criminal. Oh, you missed a car payment. It's time for you to lose your AI that you need for a court case tomorrow. If you're a lawyer, like this is where we are now. And nobody cares because we're distracted by Medicaid and the UFC. And the hot dog eating contest. Nathan's, wow, he ate 70. Good job, Joey Chestnut. Good job, actually. Let's move on. If it couldn't get any worse, there's reports of interstellar visitors being spotted in our solar system. Now, some of you haven't heard this yet. You're going to. You're going to hear a lot more about this. Again, shout out to Mike the Barber. He knows pretty much everything I say on this podcast already. Like he's already aware of it in some way, shape, or form. I'm getting there. Be patient. But this interstellar visitors, alien stuff, and even the end time stuff with the Antichrist. You got Peter Thiel talking about the Antichrist. You got these articles coming out about these interstellar visitors, which are clearly aliens of some sort. Don't be fooled by that. Look up Project Bluebeam. Again, this is not a peer-reviewed site. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a researcher. I'm not a therapist licensed. Wink, quote. I'm just a cowboy in the basement. But look up Project Bluebeam and how the government already had plans, and our intelligence already had plans, and our global intelligence already had plans to fake alien invasions and gods coming back and prophets coming back and to convince the masses that to comply with whatever they wish. You know, that's going to start happening. The religious people believe in these premonitions and these prophecies of fake prophets coming back and the Antichrist coming back. They believe all that. And the crazy alien people that live in RVs and travel the country, they already knew there was going to be fake alien projections. And now with AI and now with everything we have, it's never been easier. So get ready for that. That's their final unifier. You know, no more nations, no black, no white, no gay, no straight, all humans. And there's our enemy, the aliens in the sky. Or there's your God coming back to wipe out the earth. I have the answers. Please come get a ticket to see me, the returned prophet, at the arena. The tickets are $800. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that happen. Sometimes you know what you know, but you feel what you feel. I would say when it comes to stuff like that, go by your gut. Go by your gut, but don't put anything past the government. Again, we love America, but maybe we don't love the government. Alligator Alcatraz is the other one. What's going on? If you go back many episodes ago, I predicted that there may be the unfortunate circumstance that there's concentration camps built in this country to house the illegal immigrants being sent back to their country of origin. I said this not in a way of this is a good thing or a bad thing. I clearly think it's probably a bad thing. But I did predict it nonetheless. I said this is going to happen. And the first one, the precedent case, is Alligator Alcatraz. It is a tent facility with, I don't know any other word to describe it, but cages or fence cells, like a cell with a bed in it, claimed to be air conditioned, which is nice. But it's in a swamp surrounded by alligators and pythons in Florida in the Everglades. Trump and DeSantis and JD Vance visited it and they were impressed and they liked it. It's going to house illegal immigrants that came here illegally until they get moved back to their countries. I said it's a very slippery slope where it's like, well, it takes too long and too many resources to move them back. Let's figure something else out, which seems very reminiscent of something that happened last century over in Europe, which is why you don't go down the slippery slope. And I think we're getting too close to it, and this is bad, and somebody needs to call it out. Again, you can like someone, the people that love Trump, you could love Trump. You could still call out when something's off. You know, you could like Biden and Kamala Harris, but you still need to call out when something's off. That's the left's problem. They love Blue no matter who, and they love Joe Biden, but when he fell down the stairs and didn't know where he was and was talking about hairy legs, they said, that's normal. That's how people talk. He's just eccentric. That's a problem. You don't want to be the Blue no matter who people on Facebook putting rants up about how America's horrible, even though they live here and exploit it every day. You also don't want to be the MAGA people that go, what's so wrong with Alligator Alcatraz? Fine line, on the teeter-totter. Try to stay in the middle. You won't move as much on the middle. But yeah, I don't know what to say about Alligator Alcatraz, except that it's a very slippery slope. There was even comments made that there's going to be many of these built around the whole country, and they're very quick to make. So don't be surprised if they pop up within a month or two everywhere. And my only concern, and what my sentiment to you people out there is, it's fine and good. Oh, it's only illegals that committed the crimes that are going there until they get sent back. That's fine until they expand who might qualify to go in there. What if it eventually spreads out to anyone who opposes Trump's policies? What if it then turns into that? What if it then turns into, oh, you were vocally against Trump and you organized this protest. Now you're going to Alcatraz. You're going to get fed to the gators. Like then people care. Just like in Germany, it was, oh, it's just Jewish people. Oh, now it's gay people. Now it's people that are disabled. Slippery slope. Just be mindful. That's all I'm saying. I'm just calling it out. I'm just a cowboy in the basement. I'm not saying anything. I'm giving you the parts, and you could put the puzzle together in any way you wish. I mentioned Diddy earlier. Wow, did he get off? No pun intended. He did get off many times. But he got off easy in his court case as well. 2 out of the 5 he was only found guilty of. Innocent for the big ones, the ones that would have put him away for a long time. He was innocent as could be, allegedly. He only got the 2 prostitution charges. They said 10 years. It'll probably be a year. They worked out some sort of deal with him. I wonder what it was. I bet you he was willing to comply a little more than Jeffrey Epstein was. Diddy didn't need to die on that hill. He was like, I'll do whatever. I'll say whatever. Just protect me. And they go, okay. You're willing to play ball. You're going to have to take a little hit, but we'll get you out of the big crimes. Okay. Just don't say any names. Don't squeal. Okay. You got it. I won't mention anybody that was at that party. I won't mention any major figures of influence that were at that party with me doing these terrible, atrocious acts. I will cover it up as long as you get me off. Okay. Epstein didn't have all his ducks in a row. He had Tom Hanks and all these people on the list. Not good. Bill Clinton, they said he's got to go. Get him out of here. Boop. Oh no, the camera was off and the guard was sleeping, and the tearaway clothing actually did kill him, even though the autopsy showed that it was strangulation, broken collarbone. But he did hang himself off a 2-inch bed. How sad. Yeah. Diddy, free Diddy. He's out. What do you think about that? Is that good? I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good, but it'll be old news in a day. Trust me. We're already moved on past it. Another one got away. That's just one you heard about. There's millions you haven't heard about. Look up that Prince. I believe his name was Prince Andrew. I think it's Andrew. I don't know. Definitely not Harry. I was just saying how much I despise Meghan Markle the other day at a 4th of July party. That came up in conversation. Don't really like her. Anywho, Andrew, I believe, was directly friends with Epstein and photographed with this underage girl that, things happen with. And he goes, I don't remember that photo being taken. That was his defense. I don't remember that photo being taken. Not I didn't do it, or, oh, you got me. It was, I don't recall that photo being taken. Do with that information what you wish, but hey, what do I know? Kathy Griffin, remember her? She was that, I guess, actress, comedian, has been, redhead, held up a fake decapitated Trump head as a stunt and got canceled. One of the only times somebody on the left got canceled, because it was really pushing the limits there. But she still tried to cling to relevancy recently and made a couple comments. But there was this, the only reason I bring it up is she was spotted, like paparazzi got her leaving her house. And she looked like the scariest, and I mean this respectfully, I don't know any other way to say it. She looked like the scariest atrocity I've ever witnessed. Like it was like a horror decoration from Spirit Halloween. Like It the Clown from the, that movie. It. What's it? What is it? Is it called It? Yeah, she looked like Pennywise. That's the Pennywise. She also kind of looked like Carrot Top Really bad Carrot Top, though. Like, Carrot Top looks better, which is hard to believe. A little bit like Chucky, the doll. And I mean this respectfully. I don't know why she would leave the house like that or what happened to her. I don't know if she was in an accident or something, but we wish her well. But most of all, she kind of looked like that Cynthia doll that Angelica had in the Rugrats. All those references I said, all of them together is what she kind of looked like. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's bad karma. I don't know what it is, but it was a little scary. Had to touch on it a little. To close, I watched Squid Game season 3, and I was a big fan of Squid Game. I thought it was one of the best shows in a very long time. Season 3 was a little bit of a letdown. I feel like I didn't get all the answers I wanted. But it was still very good. I'm sad. I'm not going to spoil anything yet because it's still kind of new, but I was sad by the ending, sort of happy. It can't go on forever. The games weren't the best in 3. I really didn't, I didn't love it. But regardless, that show keeps your attention. I really do love that show. I would say it's probably one of the best shows in regards of on the edge of your seat. Can't wait for the next episode. The only thing comparable to that show is the American Empire, what you're watching right now, the media cycle, the news, everything. It's a WWE style reality show that we live in. It's 10 times more on the edge of your seat than Squid Game could ever be. And that's saying a lot. Every day it's something crazy. I never thought Alligator Alcatraz would be a thing. I never thought Kathy Griffin was going to look like Cynthia or Carrot Top. I never thought that Chuck E. Cheese would come back with alcohol and animatronics. I never thought that Trump was going to threaten to deport Elon back to Africa. I never thought that Trump was going to align with Peter Thiel, who's saying the antichrist is coming and he's doing the AI database. All this stuff within 1 week, not even like 4 days, seems already too crazy to believe. Seems like crazy writers have wrote this after many focus groups and collaborations. Yet it's just the reality and the timeline we live in, and we're shocked when a Squid Game episode comes out, but you're not shocked by the real live show that you're all in right now. And all I'm asking is for you to be shocked by it and to pay attention and form an opinion on it. And then tell me if you think it's real, if you think this is odd. That's all I want. I think it's odd. That's what I'm talking about. But maybe I'm just crazy. I do think we're at the end of the empire and it's about to get odd. Odder. Weirder. Less believable. Every day, less believable. We're slipping more and more into obscurity and no one seems to care. Either way, you still got to go get that money if you want to survive. In this life, money comes in handy. So everyone's still just grinding, going to work. What are you going to do? You know it's all fake. You know it's all weird. You still got to go to work. Still got to wake up, go to work. I still got to do the pod. And with that being said, the never-ending hustle for money. This episode is brought to you in part by Jack's Pub and Eatery and Three Saints Barbershop, located in historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania. I have the billboards, the mini billboards. This is the new marketing strategy I invented. We're going to put these all over the locations of my sponsors. So we have one at a couple of these actually at Three Saints Barbershop. We have a couple of these at Jack's Pub and Eatery. You might not be able to see it on camera, but it's a tiny little billboard. Sits on the counter. QR code takes you right to the YouTube channel. If you or a friend or anyone you know would like to be a sponsor of the show, we'll put your name right there, give you a sponsor number, give you this for your business, and I will plug you on one or more episodes of Cat Matthews Midnight Therapy. This is a limited time deal. Sometimes all you could do is enjoy the strawberry Yoo-Hoo and escape for a while. All this doom and gloom, end of the empire stuff is sad. And you do need to pay attention to it, but you also need to not care. You need to know it's happening, accept it, because you can't change it, and then laugh and have a Yoo-Hoo and have a Bush Light Lime with tahini and sit back and just relax. Don't stress. Don't worry. It's not going to matter. You might have terrible debt. You know, they might be coming to take the car tomorrow. You know, you might be fighting with a family member. Call them up. Say sorry. Say, life's short. I am sorry. Doesn't really matter. At the end, doesn't really matter now. If AI is going to take over the world, they're going to take over the world. You're not going to stop it. Watch Midnight Therapy. This should ease your mind, this show. You should go, wow, he gets it. There's nothing we could do. Get in your car, put on a little bit of feel-good 80s music. The Make America Great Again, Trump wants to bring it back to the 80s. That's the closest you're going to get is a little Eddie Money, a little Def Leppard, maybe even a little Winger. Perhaps, dare I say, even a little AC/DC maybe, or Bon Jovi. Cinderella. Styx, Boston. Put it on. Van Halen, put it on. Crank it up louder than you would normally. Drive to a Walmart. Say hi to people. You know, all the drones, the NPCs are walking around and trip their day up. Be like, what's up? Do a what's up to somebody. Buy yourself a pack of these. Go home. Put on a funny movie, probably an Adam Sandler movie, and drink them all. Drink between this and the bush lime, back and forth, and just enjoy your life. You have free will. Use it. Use it. Next time you see me, I shall be a father. I don't know when the next episode will be, but enjoy this longer one that I gave you today. I believe Sunday morning it'll come out. Until then, stay curious, my friends. Good night.